Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Helly and today I'm recommending you some amazing fiction books that you can abandon yourself to in case you want to escape the reality or you want to explore new worlds. These books are picked from my personal favorites of 2020. Plus I've also popped in a couple of reads that I'm going through now or I want to go through very soon in 2021. Honestly, 2020 has not been the best year for fiction reads for me because I think I was very inclined towards non-fiction because it was aligning more with my career and life goals. Remember that I am in my early 20s now, so it is a very important time for me in terms of career. But of course, fiction is my first love, so I could not let it go completely either. So here are some amazing books that you can pick up for yourself. I've also written an article this week on book written, so you can check the description below on some more of fiction reads that I'll recommend for 2020. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get inside today's video. Now, the first book that I want to recommend is called Waiting for Bojangles. It is based on a very popular song and the story is pretty strange. It talks of a family which is similar to our families but also not so similar to our families. Every family has its own weird things to talk about and their own ways to function, and so is the family of this story. The title song is actually pretty amazing. I highly recommend you guys actually go ahead and listen to it. In case this book sounds interesting to you, because I assure you it is, you should definitely read this. And if this is not available on Amazon right now, you can grab a free trial of Storytel with my code storytel.com/Helly to listen to it as an audiobook. I, for a fun fact, actually listened to this as an audiobook on a night that I could not sleep. Those of you who have been following my channel for a while know that I had been going through some mental health issues around mid-2020, because of which I could not sleep on a couple of nights. So on those nights I used to listen to these audiobooks, and this was one of the books that I listened to at that point. I also listened to this book called New Kid. On that day I remember, but I did not like it that much. So New Kid is more for children, but Waiting for Bojangles would be enjoyed by children and adults alike. The next recommendation that I have is I'm Thinking of Ending Things. What a lovely book, what a lovely twist. Those of you who have already watched this on Netflix, you have ruined your life. Why didn't you read the book first? The book is so good. Once again, this is also available on Storytel. This year, a lot of latest and trendy books were uploaded to Storytel, because of which I'm really happy. So I'm Thinking of Ending Things follows this couple who are going to meet the guy's family. The girl is dating this guy for a short period of time, so I don't know why she's going to meet his family. Like I wouldn't have done that. But there's a really creepy environment around the parents and even the guy himself. Going through the streets and lanes, the girl feels a sense of deja vu all the time, but she's never been there. The guy is creepy AF, my gosh. And the best thing about this book is definitely the twist at the end. The movie has actually changed it a little bit. The book is definitely much better. The next book that I'll recommend is called Ahalya's Awakening by Kavita Kane. A beautiful read. Some of you may have already watched the story of Ahalya in Radhika Apte's short film, and you might know the story basically. But this book really delves into the mythological characters. It talks about women empowerment in a very subtle but yet powerful way. I don't think "but yet" is grammatically correct, but okay. Coming back, Ahalya's Awakening is about Ahalya, who is a beautiful lady who gets married to a not so beautiful sage. And of course that means that their life is full of a lot of turmoil. There's a very handsome and very popular god who is very fond of Ahalya. But Ahalya loves only her husband. The story of Ahalya is beautiful. Those of you who are interested in Indian mythology, you will be enjoying this book so much. Here, sadly, I have not read a lot of Greek mythology books, but at least in mythology I have covered, so I'm happy about that. Let me know if you like reading mythology in the comment section below. Those of you who are new to my channel, you must know that I always reply to comments in the first hour, so that's your best bet. Now, the next thing that I will recommend, or rather the next book that I will recommend, is called Autumn. Autumn is written by Karl Ove Knausgaard. Honestly, I wanted to read Autumn by Ali Smith, so I did this search, and the search gave me the result of Knausgaard's book, and I gave it a listen and I fell in love with it. Well, whenever this guy writes about something, he writes it so poetically. It is a piece of prose, but you can read it like poetry, which is so amazing. I highly recommend Nosgard's book to anyone who wants to improve their writing style, especially in creative writing. It is absolutely delicious to read. The next book that I'll recommend was the last book I borrowed from a library before lockdown happened, and this is called Intimacy by Hanif Qureshi. By the way, I read this book when I was in WhatsApp Cafe in Kolkata, and we got these passes. Basically, I have a lot of friends from St. Xavier's College in Kolkata, which means they got these passes, because of which we could eat like almost 13,000 rupees ka khana for free. So yeah, basically we ate food worth 13,000 rupees for free, and I remember it was a beautiful memory to sit on the rooftop and read that book. Intimacy follows the life of a guy who is cheating on his partner. The name of this guy is the same as the name of the guy I'm dating, which made me very concerned. Intimacy really deals with the topics of love, lust, marriage, responsibilities in a very powerful manner. What I love about this book is the way Hanif Qureshi writes. Okay, the dilemma of the mind, the struggle when you want to leave a relationship but you also want to stay there for some weird reason. Okay, he really talks about it so well. If any of you have been in some kind of a position like that, you will fall in love with Hanif Qureshi's writing style. I loved it very much. And the next book that I'll recommend is Daughter of Her Father's Eye. This kind of parallels between the story of James Joyce and his daughter and the author and her father. So I love the parallel. It's a illustrated novel, so that's something that is also pretty interesting about this. So yeah, I highly recommend this book to you as well, in case you want to read a book about a father-daughter relationship. And the illustrations are beautiful, and if any of you are literary enthusiasts, reading about James Joyce is always so much fun. At this point, I don't know how many of you can hear it, but background में कुत्ता रो रहा है. अगर ये चुप नहीं हुआ तो हेली रोने वाली है. Anyway, coming along the same lines, I'll recommend two more graphic novels. One is Sabrina. It's about a girl who goes missing, and while I can sum that up into one line, it's really not that simple. I really love the illustrations and everything the characters go throughout this book very well. The illustrations are very minimalistic yet impactful, which is really hard to get. And another graphic novel that I will recommend for you will be Goodbye by Yoshihiro Tatsumi. In case you like a little bit dark and taboo subjects, pick this up. But I can assure you, if things like sex, incest offend you, you should never read Yoshihiro Tatsumi. Please avoid it. I will give you a warning there. My next recommendation will be The 10 Loves of Nishino. This is a book by a Japanese author, and you guys know that I love reading Asian literature, especially Japanese. It of course follows Nishino and the women he has loved. Different stories, some of them intersect in some places. It is really heartwarming to read all of these stories in unison. We as one person are perceived in so many different ways by different people. This also reminds me of another book that I have read and recommended highly on my channel, that is Nine Chambered Heart, which is similar except that it centers a girl instead of a boy. So Nishino is a guy. So this is also a great book that you can read. Of course, it has a lot of adult content, so if you're under 15, I don't really recommend this for you. Next book I'll recommend will be This Is How You Lose Her by Junot Diaz. It follows the protagonist Junior in several short stories, and again it talks about different women he has loved. Thinking back, I have read a lot of books about heartbreak this year, which is strangely weird because I have not been heartbroken at all this whole year. Achievement. So now I'm not sure why I like this book so much, because Junior is a pretty shitty person, but overall, the way Junot Diaz writes is amazing, which is probably what takes this book to the next level and makes it so special for me. Another book I read this year was called House on Mango Street. Once again, a pretty simple novella following the lives of simple people. I really enjoy simplistic reads very much. If you have noticed that about me already, great. I don't like books with magnificent, luxurious lifestyles and rich people and magical stuff. I like lives of normal people very much, which is why I also love Normal People by Sally Rooney. Once again, one of my recommendations. What a lovely book. If you want to read about life in general without any pretty pictures, then make sure that you read Sally Rooney's Normal People. And to end this video, I will like to recommend a book that I'm currently reading, and this is called your house is on fire, your children are all gone. It was such a dark title that I had to get it. Okay, let me know in the comment section below if you are the kind of person who'll get a book just because it sounds very dark. And yeah, I hope that you guys liked this video. This video was made by Saheli with background music of my locality's dogs. There's another book I'm reading right now, by the way. It's called Tolstoy and the Purple Chair. It's about a woman who reads one book a day for a whole year to get over grief. So it's like a memoir. I hope that these recommendations have been helpful. I will look forward to your comments. Note that I try to reply to all comments in the first hour, and at least for the next few hours also I'm pretty active on YouTube. So do leave a comment. I'd love to talk to you. Let me know which book would you recommend to me to read in 2021 in the fiction category. And yeah, I will be back with another video next week. A lot of you have been asking why I've been missing and why I've not been posting that consistently. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to get more consistent. But in my professional aspect, I have been busy with some launches, so that was it. I would talk later on about everything that I am busy with. Today I really wanted to talk about books, my love, my passion, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.